guys, and welcome to Exciting Times with Johnny. Today, we're going to read a book called The Leprechaun Under the Bed by Teresa Bateman and illustrated by Paul Maisel. Here we go with The Leprechaun Under the Bed. The Leprechaun Under the Bed. Brian O'Shea enjoyed his privacy. A leprechaun can be alone without being lonely, he liked to say. Indeed, he would know, for he made a snug home beneath the ground, in and out of the way spot. But time went on. Big, tall, human people moved nearer and nearer until one day a man named Sean MacDonald started building a stone cottage right overhead. Brian tried leprechaun magic to stop Sean. He made Sean see headless ghosts and even a banshee rising from the foundation stones of his new cottage. But his plan backfired. It's just like my sainted mother always told me, Sean declared in delight. The land of Ireland is full of magic and surprises. All too soon, a fine cottage stood over Brian's home, so he built a door under Sean's bed. On moonlight nights, Brian would cobble outside. When it rained, he worked under Sean's bed, deliberately disturbing the man's sleep. Yet he didn't wish to be discovered, so if Sean moved, Brian would whisper, Now don't you be fretting your wee little head. It's only the cat under the bed. After a week of restless nights, Sean decided he had to know why he wasn't sleeping well. He went to bed as usual, but though his eyes were closed, his ears were open. At midnight, the tapping began, and Sean sat bolt upright. Now don't you be fretting your wee little head. It's only the cat under the bed, he heard from below. Ah, of course, the cat, Sean yawned, settling back under the covers. Then his eyes flew open. I don't have a cat, he thought, and even if I did, whoever heard of a talking cat? Tap, 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 tap. So what was under the bed? The answer popped into his head. Sean smiled. His mother had always said that a leprechaun in the house was a fine piece of luck. Luck he couldn't afford to lose. The next morning, Sean made straight out for breakfast and placed a bowl of it under the bed for the cat. At lunch, the bowl was empty, so he put in some stew. From that day on, every time he filled his own plate, he added a bit to the bowl under the bed. Sean was a hard-working man, but his small farm produced barely enough. Times grew hard and times grew harder until There came a day when Sean went to bed with both his stomach and the bowl empty. The next morning, a gold coin gleamed in the middle of the kitchen table. "What a blessing it is to have a cat in the house," he remarked aloud before hurrying out to the good food. They lived well for weeks on that coin, but soon the cupboard was bare again, and another gold coin appeared. "Consider this a loan," Sean said, "until times are better." "Thank you, Cat." But when Sean went to buy his oatmeal and potatoes, there was more than one eyebrow raised in the village. A poor man might have saved one gold coin for hard times, but two? There will be a part 2 of this book, so stay tuned for that. Maybe you guys don't like different parts of videos, like when I do part 1 or part 2, but I think that I'll not do part 3 and part 4, because when I did the part 3 and part 4, is that the book was really long. This one is pretty short and it's pretty fun. If you guys want to continue watching this video and me reading the book to you, stay tuned for the part 2 read aloud of The Leprechaun Under the Bed by Teresa Bateman and illustrated by Paul Maciel.